So Lexi Hull is back. Yes, she is back with the Indiana Fever. And that is one of the more important things. Well, not even just specifically Lexi Hull's back. The more players there are that are back for the Fever, the better it's going to be.
Something is brewing in Indiana. It's not the usual preseason buzz, it's something different. Lexi Hull is back with the Fever, yes, but the way she's back is what's truly turning heads. Forget easing into the offseason, we're talking about an explosive return fueled by an intensity that has reportedly left even seasoned coaches speechless. Head coach Stephanie White herself was said to be stunned witnessing the workout sessions between Hull and none other than Caitlyn Clark. This isn't just about early practices, this is about a shocking level of commitment, a dedication that's raising eyebrows and sparking a crucial question. Is this unseen hustle the key that finally unlocks the Fever's full potential, or is there a deeper, more personal battle driving Lexi Hull's relentless offseason grind?
I think I want to be known as just a really good teammate, someone that my teammates trust, that they know that I'll give everything that I have.
Let's dispense with the pleasantries and confront the unvarnished truth. Lexi Hull's WNBA career is hanging in the balance. In the unforgiving arena of professional basketball, where roster spots are fiercely contested and longevity is a privilege, sentimentality rarely trumps performance. Behind the carefully crafted public image, the reality is starkly competitive. Sources close to the Fever suggest that Hull's foothold in the league was becoming increasingly precarious. Cast your mind back to her trajectory before the mid-season Olympic break of the last campaign, and the outlook was undeniably uncertain. Her minutes were inconsistent, her impact sporadic. The promise of her draft pedigree seemed to be fading. It was that unexpected post-Olympic surge, a sudden burst of form and confidence that served as nothing short of a career resuscitation. That period wasn't merely a hot streak, it was a critical intervention, a lifeline thrown just as she teetered on the edge of the league's unforgiving margins, granting her another opportunity, another season to solidify her place. But now, the reprieve is over. The celebratory applause has faded, the real arduous work of sustained relevance begins. This early, almost urgent return to the training court, this relentless pace of self-improvement isn't simply admirable ambition, it's a potent declaration. Lexi Hull fully comprehends the gravity of her situation. This isn't just about forging team cohesion, it's about individual survival in a profession where every possession, every practice is an audition, and where the competition for each roster slot intensifies with every passing season.
Because the more time these players spend together, the better it is for everybody. And I mean that. The more time they're together, the better it is for every single player on that Indiana Fever team.
Just as Hull embarks on this arduous climb to solidify her position, a formidable new obstacle materializes, casting a significant shadow over her aspirations: the arrival of Sophie Cunningham. Cunningham's signing in Indiana isn't a mere routine roster adjustment. It represents a direct and substantial challenge to Lexi Hull's playing time, her established role, and indeed her very standing within the Fever hierarchy. While their playing styles aren't carbon copies, Hull known for her tenacious defense, Cunningham for her offensive flair, the inescapable fact is they occupy the same positional landscape, both vying for those highly coveted wing minutes that can define a player's career trajectory. Cunningham, a proven commodity in the league, brings an undeniable offensive arsenal, a scoring punch that can ignite an offense and shift the momentum of a game in an instant. She's a player capable of hitting contested shots, creating her own offense, and stretching defenses with her perimeter threat. Hull, in contrast, has carved out her niche primarily through her defensive prowess. Her reputation as a tenacious perimeter defender, capable of locking down opposing guards. However, in a contemporary WNBA increasingly prioritizing offensive firepower and perimeter scoring, the question arises, is defensive specialization alone sufficient to guarantee meaningful minutes? Is it enough to warrant a valuable roster spot when faced with direct competition from a player who can consistently generate points and stretch the floor? This is the stark equation Hull is now grappling with. She must demonstrably expand her offensive repertoire, showcase previously unseen scoring capabilities, and do so rapidly if she intends to remain a significant contributor to the Fever's rotation, let alone ascend to a more prominent role. The Cunningham signing isn't merely competition, it's a flashing warning signal, urging adaptation, demanding evolution, and starkly illustrating the alternative: become outpaced, outplayed, and ultimately obsolete. And then there's the catalytic presence of Caitlyn Clark. If one seeks the epicenter of this burgeoning intensity radiating from Indiana, look no further than the magnetic pull of Clark's unparalleled work ethic. Impressive feels like a gross understatement. Legendary is starting to sound more appropriate, and for some, the word obsessive might even creep into the conversation. While the vast majority of the WNBA understandably is relishing a well-earned respite after a demanding season, Clark appears to operate on a different plane, seemingly fueled by an inexhaustible internal engine. Anecdotal reports are surfacing with increasing frequency detailing her relentless training regimen. She's been spotted logging hours at the NVPA gym in New York, diligently honing her skills even while ostensibly there to support her boyfriend Connor McCaffrey at his coaching engagements. A testament to her almost superhuman capacity for multitasking dedication, and the stories don't end there. Even a high-profile social outing, attending a Chiefs game alongside Taylor Swift, didn't disrupt her meticulously structured routine. A rigorous morning workout was predictably slotted in before she even set foot in the stadium, demonstrating an almost monastic adherence to her training regime. This isn't merely about consistently hitting the gym. It's a deeply ingrained lifestyle, a 24/7, 360-degree commitment to continuous improvement that borders on otherworldly. A wry comment circulating amongst online basketball communities, both humorous and strangely insightful, posits, someone needs to check if Caitlyn is actually homeless because she's clearly living at the gym. While delivered with a comedic edge, the sentiment underscores a profound truth. Clark's unwavering dedication transcends mere ambition. It's a contagious force permeating the entire Fever organization. It's establishing a new, unspoken standard of commitment, a subtle but powerful peer pressure to elevate one's own preparation, to match her intensity, and to embrace a similar level of relentless self-improvement. And Lexi Hull, acutely aware of her precarious professional standing, seems to be among the first and perhaps the most motivated to answer this unspoken challenge, recognizing perhaps more acutely than anyone that keeping pace with Clark's relentless drive may be her most viable pathway to enduring relevance within the WNBA. The grainy behind-the-scenes workout footage selectively disseminated among basketball insiders narrates a compelling and revealing story. This isn't a casual, perfunctory run-through of drills, it's a meticulously orchestrated, almost surgical approach to preseason preparation. We observe Lexi Hull intensely focused on catch-and-shoot repetitions, but crucially not in isolation. These drills are demonstrably tailored to synchronize seamlessly with Caitlyn Clark's signature pinpoint accurate passing. This isn't a matter of mere coincidence, it's a deliberate strategic alignment of skills and styles. Hull, with keen awareness, evidently recognizes that cultivating synergy with Clark, the undisputed linchpin of the Fever's offensive framework, is her most direct and efficient route to securing consistent and impactful playing time. They aren't simply refining individual techniques, they are actively constructing a two-player offensive game, diligently forging a chemistry in the relative quiet of the off-season months that most teams typically spend entire regular seasons attempting to cultivate through the crucible of game day pressure. Examine the footage closely and you'll discern subtle nonverbal cues, almost imperceptible nods and glances, a nascent, almost telepathic understanding blossoming between them. This isn't just about accumulating shots, it's about meticulously crafting a functional, dynamic offensive partnership, a potent two-player unit poised to be unleashed upon unsuspecting WNBA defenses in the approaching season. It's a silent yet powerful promise of heightened offensive firepower being constructed incrementally, repetition by repetition, in the often overlooked shadows of the off-season. Stephanie White's reaction to this burgeoning on-court rapport? Confidential sources within the organization whisper of a coach genuinely astounded, visibly compelled to reevaluate her strategic assumptions, to essentially dismantle and reconstruct portions of her offensive playbook for the forthcoming season. The level of seamless communication, the almost instinctive spatial awareness and coordinated movement exhibited by Clark and Hull during these early voluntary workouts, it was reportedly undeniable, a revelation so impactful it necessitated immediate and significant strategic recalibrations. This wasn't merely a case of two talented players demonstrating promising potential, It was the emergence of an offensive synergy so demonstrably potent that it threatened to reshape the Fever's entire strategic approach. Word circulating within coaching circles suggests White even remarked to her staff, drawing a striking and historically significant parallel. She hasn't witnessed this degree of player-initiated, self-driven intensity since her tenure coaching the Fever's championship-caliber teams. The legendary squads, anchored by the iconic Tamika Catchings. This isn't just casual complimentary praise, it's a seismic endorsement, implying that the fundamental groundwork being laid in these ostensibly voluntary off-season sessions could possess a far greater significance, a more profound long-term impact than any external observer might initially appreciate. It subtly hints at a profound cultural transformation underway within the Fever organization, a player-led evolution, with Clark and Hull and their unexpected partnership positioned at the very forefront of this burgeoning revolution. Consider the arc of Lexi Hull's professional journey leading to this pivotal juncture. Selected with the 6th overall pick in the 2022 WNBA draft, expectations, perhaps unfairly inflated, were undeniably substantial. Her subsequent career trajectory, however, hasn't followed a linear upward ascent. Rather, it's been characterized by periods of promise interspersed with stretches of inconsistency and uncertainty. And then there was her recent participation in the unrivaled league. Let's be candid, her shooting performance during that high-profile competition was, to put it charitably, underwhelming. Percentage points dipped, confidence appeared shaken, and public perception began to waver. Many athletes confronted with such a public struggle might understandably retreat, opting for an extended period of mental recuperation, seeking solace in the anonymity of extended time off. Hull's response, however, represents a stark and decisive departure from that conventional path. She's confronting those shooting demons directly, plunging back into the demanding environment of the gym, relentlessly working on those very catch-and-shoot scenarios that prove so problematic in the unrivaled setting. And crucially, she's undertaking this demanding process alongside Caitlyn Clark, strategically leveraging Clark's pinpoint passing precision, her nuanced strategic insights, and her almost microscopic attention to technical detail. Footage even captures moments of Clark actively mentoring Hull, offering real-time technical feedback, meticulously guiding her through subtle footwork adjustments, demonstrably investing her own valuable time and energy into Hull's demonstrable improvement. This isn't merely about Lexi Hull salvaging a potentially faltering career. It's about a compelling redemption narrative unfolding in real time, fueled by unwavering dedication, a resolute commitment to self-improvement, and a palpable willingness to confront her perceived weaknesses head-on. This offseason endeavor isn't solely about securing increased playing time, it's about Lexi Hull actively rewriting her professional narrative, silencing the burgeoning chorus of doubts, and finally, definitively demonstrating that she can and will fulfill the considerable promise inherent in her initial draft day selection. While the spotlight has understandably fixated on the burgeoning partnership between Clark and Hull, the scope of this offseason transformation extends far beyond a dynamic duo. What's emerging in Indiana is not merely a localized surge of individual intensity, but rather a resonant team-wide uprising in commitment and collective purpose. The Clark-Hull synergy, while undeniably captivating, serves as a potent symptom of a deeper cultural shift taking root within the Fever organization. These aren't mandatory training sessions dictated from above, these are voluntary workouts initiated and driven by the players themselves, a testament to an intrinsic desire to elevate the team's prospects. And the presence at these sessions extends well beyond the headline-grabbing duo. Brianna Turner, battling for crucial minutes in the front court, is a consistent presence. Veteran leadership arrives early in the form of Dana Bonner, injecting 17 years of hard-earned experience into the mix. Even newcomers like Sydney Colson are already integrated, absorbing the Fever's burgeoning ethos of off-season dedication. The only absences are those with legitimate, geographically unavoidable commitments. Players competing overseas in leagues in Turkey and Russia. This widespread early cohesion is a rarity in professional sports, offering the Fever a potentially significant competitive advantage. Chemistry isn't conjured overnight. It's painstakingly cultivated through shared experiences, countless repetitions, and a collective understanding of shared goals. These extra weeks, these invaluable months of voluntary collaboration could translate to a tangible difference on the court next season. The difference between close losses and decisive victories. the difference between playoff contention and championship aspirations in a fiercely competitive Eastern Conference. What's unfolding in Indiana is not just about two stars aligning, it's about an entire roster rising in unison, fueled by a collective hunger and a shared understanding that in the fleeting window of professional sports, opportunity must be seized, not merely anticipated. The narrative unfolding in Indiana transcends mere off-season workouts. It signifies a profound organizational metamorphosis. It's a cultural recalibration, spearheaded by Caitlyn Clark's unwavering example of relentless dedication, compelling the entire Fever organization to strive for a new echelon of commitment and excellence. It's Lexi Hull, fiercely battling for her professional longevity, seizing this pivotal opportunity, forging an unforeseen and potentially game-altering partnership with the team's ascendant star. And crucially, it's an entire roster coalescing, embracing a shared vision and a collective work ethic unseen in recent Fever history. The Indiana Fever, poised to take the court next season, isn't simply evolving incrementally, it's undergoing a fundamental regenesis right now in these voluntary, intensely focused, and remarkably revealing off-season sessions. This isn't solely about the aggregation of individual brilliance, it's about meticulously constructing a cohesive, dynamically synergistic unit, strategically positioned to make a resounding statement within a rapidly intensifying Eastern Conference landscape. The WNBA competitive terrain is undeniably becoming more challenging, but the nascent indications emanating from Indiana strongly suggest that the Fever aren't merely keeping pace with the escalating competition, they might be actively accelerating ahead of the curve, poised to exceed all external expectations. Don't miss our forthcoming exclusive in-depth analysis where we will dissect precisely how these transformative training sessions are projected to translate into tangible on-court dominance. Click that subscribe button immediately and emphatically smash that like button if you crave more exclusive insider access to the Fever's compelling and unprecedented journey. And crucially, contribute your voice, drop a comment below articulating your informed predictions regarding the anticipated impact of this burgeoning Clark-Hull synergy and this team-wide cultural shift on the Fever's performance next season. Your invaluable engagement and unwavering support are the lifeblood that sustains these exclusive insider reports, so let us know your insights and fuel the conversation.